here at the PTO US Open in Milwaukee, and it is now 2 days out from the race. Looking forward to racing some really awesome women out there. And we had the briefing today. Seems like standard everything, nothing, different or crazy. Had the swim familiarization out there, swam lots of hot and cold pockets all around. But yeah, I'm looking forward to racing. It's been hard to get into that race mindset and in that race mode. We just came off a family vacation in Maine, but I'm getting there, and it's slowly changing over the time. So we have Scott here to ask some questions.
So how is Milwaukee?
Today it was hot and humid. This weekend, I don't think it's going to be as hot. It's supposed to be like 10, 11 degrees cooler than it was today. I don't know about humidity, but yeah. It reminds me a lot of Cincinnati, which is where we lived for 8 years and had some really fun, awesome memories. It's where we lived the first few years that we were married, basically. So it's been fun to, just have that Midwestern vibe, and really nice people, really horrible roads.
Also, what are some of the things that you've been doing to get ready for this race?
I did a training camp in Cascade and Donnelly, just, an hour or two north of us, to be able to just get a little bit of high altitude training. And I do well with, training without as many distractions, and just be able to focus on training and getting through every day. So I think that was a big one. That was a 3-week camp that I did. And, my coach Bjorn and I had a good conversation after Texas and Ibiza, and when we were starting to do this build into the US Open, we sat down and we chatted about basically, what went well for the last build, what needed to change, what I felt some weaknesses were, and went from there. One of the weaknesses that I think I have is a dive start or a beach start. I do really well with in-water starts and have had really great swims from them, but I haven't ever had a really good beach or dive start. So that's something that we focused on a lot. Tim Floyd of Magnolia Masters has helped me a lot with, what to concentrate on, what should we change, and things like that. And so I today at the swim familiarization, I felt a lot more confident with how I felt doing those dive starts, and also getting out of the water. I was getting out of the water on my swim familiarization, and got out quick, started running, and then I just started walking, and I was like, that get out is rough. It just feels so slow. And the two people standing there as helpers, just to make sure no one hurt themselves or fell down or whatever, they said, well, you've been the quickest one so far. So it made me feel good, even if I really wasn't, but it made me feel good. So yeah, so we worked on that swim start and everything. I've also felt like my bike fitness is good, but I just don't have that top end of my bike fitness. And so just really trying to focus on getting that, top end higher even. And run, I hadn't done any run workouts going into Ibiza or Texas. So I actually trained for this one. So that changed a lot, obviously.
What were some of your key workouts during this build that have you excited about where your fitness is at?
Yeah, I did a workout. It was on the trainer, but for my bike, it was a 8 by 6 minutes at FTP on the bike, which at altitude, which went really well. I honestly don't even remember what number it was. I think it was 280. I can't remember. Anyway, on the bike. On the swim, I did a workout that was 10 50s and then on 55, and then 16 100s on 130, and then 10 50s on 55 again. And they were all what we would call hold pace 100s and 50s. And so did them at 32s for the 50s, and then 106, 107s for the 100s at altitude. And then the run has just been like a constant, steady build up. I mean, it's been the thing that has wiped me the most and also been the most frustrating, just to, feel like myself again. Like, I mean, during training camp a few weeks ago, I did message Bjorn and I was like, I'm finally seeing glimpses of Jocelyn, who I used to be as a runner. I mean, I was a runner. Like, that's my original sport in all three of these. The constant running under a lot of fatigue, I think, has helped. I don't feel like I'm running through mud.
Talk about nutrition. Are you making any changes to your nutrition plan?
Didn't even plan that.
Are you doing anything unique with this race, given where it's located, given the projected weather, or is it just kind of business as usual when it comes to nutrition?
I mean, I've been working with Precision Fuel and Hydration for basically almost the last year-ish now. And so they have sports scientists that work with you that help dial in your nutrition. So, I mean, I'm not really doing much different for this race than I have been in the past. It's basically, I get in around 90 grams of carbs an hour, and I do that on the bike with a lot of liquid nutrition. I use their drink mix, their PF 60 gram drink mix, and just literally put it in these bottles. These are like 1 liter bottles, so it's perfect. A bottle to a bottle and a half an hour, just depending on the temperature. And, I'll play with how I feel and how hydrated I feel and everything. And then I'll take a gel in every basically hour-ish, hour to hour and a half, just depending on how many bottles I have, to be able to get into that, 90 to 100 grams of carbs an hour on the bike. And then on the run, I taper it off a little bit. And I generally take in gels and then just grab whatever liquid on-course nutrition there is. And yeah, it's worked out for my last few races. So, knock on wood, it continues to work out.
What makes these PTO races unique and different from other races that you do?
Yeah, I mean, they're 100K races, so it's a different distance. 2K swim, 80K bike, and 18K run. Yeah, so that's totally different. So, the swims are different. Like I said, they're, beach or pontoon starts. So they're dive in, like on blocks or whatever. And so then have our own start positions. It's not just a crazy line in the water, and hopefully you don't have someone getting a swim advantage. So yeah, like just the start's different. Obviously distances are different. The swim matters a lot more, I feel like, in these PTO races. I say that, but I've never had a good swim in a PTO race, and I've still been able to pull out, decent results. Also, these are championship races. Like every single time going into every PTO race, it's a championship race. Your championship caliber fields, championship level productions, and championship level of treatment. That's always fun to feel like a professional as well while we're out there racing.
Do you expect this US Open, given that it is in the US, do you expect it to feel different, to be different, or do you expect it to be similar to the European Open, the Asian Open, Canadian Open last year?
Yeah, so when I'm racing, I see a body of water and then lines on a road and then a running path. basically. I don't think it matters as much what country. I say that because I won Ironman Texas last year, and when I finished, like, it took me, I don't even know, like a few days or a week to even realize, oh my gosh, that was my first win on US soil. Like, all of my wins have been international, and then that was my first win on US soil. I was like, oh, I wish I would have known that when I finished, because I would have like soaked it in more, right? So like that just goes to show you that a race is a race to me anyway, and it's more about the people who are there, the competitors, than where I'm at. That being said, it is the USAT championship weekend and their whole festival. They have a whole bunch of youth here. They have a lot of, age groupers here. I think they said around 9,000 people racing and over 12,000 people like spectating. And so I think the crowds here will be bigger, which, the crowds can just carry you through, and you have lots of cheering and whatnot. So, and I have a lot of people here who I know, which will be a lot of fun to be able to see people who I know and out there cheering for me.
Given who is on the start list, where this race is located, the weather, the time of day, how do you expect the race dynamics to play out on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, Lauren Brandon got a call up, a wild card, and she's a good swimmer. So she'll definitely be in that front pack with most likely Taylor Knibb, probably Haley Chura. They'll go out on the bike, and then Taylor Knibb will drop them. So is what probably will happen. I hope to be in that chase pack with people like Holly Lawrence, Paula Finley, Ashley Gentle. Probably will be in that pack. She might be able to get away from it in the front. So, that's the pack that I've always wanted to swim with every time, and I haven't. I've swum with them in 70.3s. I don't know why this is different. So, so hopefully I'll be able to swim in that pack and then drop them on the bike and go chase Taylor. Taylor's prowess on the bike shows that she's unmatched and unparalleled to any other woman out there. So I don't think I would be able to catch up with her, but you never know until you try. So go out there on the bike and just, basically for the bike, like, it's that stereotypical race my own race, just because I don't think there's going to be any benefit for me to be in a pack at all. I think as long as I have my bike legs, I'll be able to, go past everyone but Taylor. So, and then on the run, I've had some good run workouts. I've been able to, hold a good pace lately. And so the run is just go out there and try to execute what I've been able to do in training. And under a lot of load, and I should be a lot fresher now. So go out there and race those 5 laps. I think it's 5 laps on the run with my heart. So nothing to lose. It takes me a minute to be able to switch from family mode and mom mode and, into ruthless race mode. Like, it is a Jekyll and a Hyde kind of thing. And so, that it has been hard, and I usually come to races about a week out, and I was here on Wednesday and the race is Saturday. So, it's just a little different to try to quickly move that mindset instead of just letting it gradually happen. But I'm excited to race.